everybody, Daniela here from Addo Aesthetics, and thank you for joining us for your weekly dose of inspiration, education, and encouragement. I have a very special treat for all of you today. We have the amazing Denise Fuller joining us. So Denise is one of the founders of the National Aesthetic Spa Network, which is an organization for estheticians that certainly does its fair share by putting on high quality educational and networking events at a very little or no cost. So Denise, thank you so much for being here and chatting with us today.
Good morning, Daniela. It's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me to be on your blog.
Of course. So let's start at the very beginning. How did the idea for the National Aesthetic Spa Network get started? Was that just an idea you had? How did that spark?
Well, it actually started with myself and another well-known esthetician by the name of Janet McCormick. We were having a conversation, and you have to remember that in 2004, we didn't have the internet. I mean, there was the internet, but we didn't have blogs, we didn't have chat rooms. And so as an esthetician or a spa owner, you would run to a very large trade show, quickly grab the products that you wanted to purchase, then run to your education that you wanted to attend, and then rush out. There really wasn't the opportunity to network or have a heart-to-heart conversation with an industry icon, an educator, or even your colleague. So we kind of had a lofty idea of starting this networking group, and we started it in Florida. So we called it the Florida Aesthetic Network. And we wanted to do it every monthly with no dues, just make it free for everybody. Well, as you can imagine, monthly was a lot of commitment on everyone's part.
Right.
So then we tweaked it and started doing quarterly events. Well, from there, I started to receive phone calls and emails saying, can I attend? I live in Alabama. Or I'm a spa owner in Atlanta. And my first question was, well, why couldn't you attend? And they were like, well, it's for Floridians. It's only for Florida estheticians or spa owners. And I was like, oh. So I went back to the drawing board with Janet and said, we kind of need to change our name to make it more national friendly. And as we grew from quarterly events to annual events to regional events, to now in 2016, we produce 6 regional events. We have an online digital magazine, which we also, only hard copies are given out at each event, which that reaches about 20,000 digitally. And our events are run about anywhere from 100 to 200 passionate, excited estheticians and spa owners.
That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit more about these events. Who are they really catered towards? We have estheticians, there's all these kind of little micro industries. You have a solo SD, maybe you have an esthetician that works in a resort spa, a medical esthetician. Who are these really catered towards, and what can they expect at these events?
Well, it's kind of a funny question because everyone always thinks they know what a NASN event is, and then they go and they're like, this was not what I thought. And it's not really a micro or a mini trade show. It's just something very unique and special that you go in and you get a full day of education along with your lunches included. You get a swag bag. And then we only allow professional companies to come in. So instead of having maybe 300 or 500 companies, we maybe have 20 or 30 that have been specially chosen and qualified to know that they're not a multi-level marketing company and that they are the companies that are truly supporting the esthetician and the spa industry.
So it's really about quality over quantity, about allowing you to build and nurture those relationships.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's really a very unique, intimate atmosphere, professional, and yet I've seen the most unique relationships develop out of them. I have seen spa owners or estheticians get together and start spas, start businesses. I've seen estheticians become educators. just because of the connections that they've made. So I always say, you come to a NASN event and you will find a lifelong connection. As far as who attends, I do allow students to attend because I feel that it's very important that we capture them at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I do allow students to attend, but if you're a medical esthetician, if you are a spa owner, you will walk away with a very good pearl or a nugget that will catapult you personally and or professionally.
So it's on my list of things to do is to attend an event. I have not been able to yet, but the estheticians that I've spoken with that have attended them just raved about them and were very, very happy with the content and with the whole experience. When are your upcoming events? I think you have one coming up in July, is that right?
Yes, we are working on our Costa Mesa event, and that's, every event is a little bit different because it's unique to the region. Our Costa Mesa event is technically in our smallest venue, but it is in the most amazing venue. It's called the Turnip Rose, and it's free parking, incredible lunch, but it is limited seating. So I do encourage, if you want to attend, you should register now. And our website, I think you're going to have it listed.
I will include the links to the National Aesthetic Spa Network website and specifically to the events as well. So that'll be below this video. Yes.
And part of our mission is to bring affordable education. And we know that just because there's a high price tag on something doesn't mean you shouldn't attend. So, because you have to invest in your career. But, I've had so many wonderful industry educators invest in me that was one of my goals for the National Aesthetic Spa Network. So our membership is free. It's complimentary. And you receive a quarterly newsletter with that. You're able to download a certificate that has been signed by myself and Janet McCormick. And on top of it, we have some special discounts for our members. So you say you're a NASN member to a certain company and they may give you free shipping or 20% off or maybe an extra something. So, let them know that you're a member.
And you guys also, on top of, creating this education, having the free membership, you also do something else that's really intriguing to me is you offer scholarships, not just for students, but also for business owners, which I think is really key because sometimes you just need that extra, cash or education or whatever it is to take you to that next level. So tell us a little bit about your scholarships and how one would apply.
Well, years ago, I've done a lot of things in my career, but when I had a distribution company and I had gone to SCORE and I wanted a business loan and wanted just an extra partnership. And I think that's kind of why that's where my passion is, because some of the things I've done, either they've worked or they haven't, or I've hit a roadblock, but I've always somehow found a way around it. Well, in this conversation, this gentleman was he just wasn't positive about the cosmetic industry and what I was doing as a spa entrepreneur. And I walked away and I'm like, okay, so obviously I'm not going to get any professional help. I'm not also going to get a loan. And it seemed that any scholarships or grants, scholarships were for students. Grants, they wanted you to have a little bit more than what I did at that time. So when I started to do a little bit, again, more research for NASN, and I talked to Janet and also Gina Flores, who's our brand manager, we kind of brainstormed and said, you know what, this is a great fit for what we're trying to execute as an industry that can offer scholarships for business owners. So they're kind of like a micro grant. I hope to grow that in time. I'd love to be able to do a $10,000 or even a $50,000. Can you imagine a $50,000 scholarship? That's life changing.
It really is. And I feel like there's so many estheticians that have that passion and that drive. and they just need that extra little push to help them really make that change.
So one of our scholarships is a spa decor scholarship and we give out our scholarships. So right now, if you go on our website, they are listed 2016, and then we announce the winners January 2017. So one of our scholarships this year is a spa decor for $500. And for $500, it may be new paint, or maybe changing out some fixtures, or maybe you've always wanted to buy this beautiful chandelier but couldn't quite get it. I mean, sometimes it's the little things that mean a lot.
Very much so, very much so. Awesome. Well, I'll include the link to the scholarships below this video as well. And also, you guys, if you didn't know, Addo Aesthetics has a $500 cash scholarship for business development. So be sure to apply for that as well. And Denise, thank you so much. I know you have a really busy schedule. I appreciate you taking the time. I think that, organizations like yours, we've really got to get the word out to let the estheticians know the resources that are available to them. So I very much appreciate you taking the time today.
No, thank you. It's my pleasure, and it's so great to speak with you.